Hi, everybody. Welcome to the Soulful Soul. My name is Gladys, and this is your weekly pick a card reading. My readings are meant to give you advice for the week ahead, to navigate the week ahead based on the messages that you receive in the pile that you've chosen. Somebody asked me yesterday, how does the pick a card work? And it's quite simple. There'll be 4 piles in front of you. You simply choose the one that feels in your heart. That's meant for you. Feel that we all have inner guidance, and that is how my reading meets with you, because you choose it on the basis of what feels right within. You could be drawn to the objects that I use, or to the card, or to the number. Whatever feels right, but just let it feel right for you. Okay. There's one other thing that I just wanted to ask. When I do show the cards, I've lit some candles. Well, I light candles every week, but if you wouldn't mind, I would really appreciate if you just took a moment of silence for a friend of mine. She lost her mum, and it was quite tragic and quite sudden. So if you wouldn't mind just taking a moment and keeping Kamala in your prayers, even if she doesn't see this, I think she will feel the healing energy. Just send her love, even if you don't know who she is. It's all energy. So I think that would be a lovely thing to do. So welcome back, everybody. I just want to make that request again, that if you can, please take a moment of silence for my friend Kamala, who lost her mum recently, quite suddenly and quite tragically. Well, it's always tragic, but she lost her in a really horrible circumstances. So if you could take a moment's silence and just send her love over the airwaves, just send her loving energy for strength, and send her your loving energy. That would be so appreciated. You can just take a moment and pause the video and take that moment, please. That would be really lovely. Thanks. So I just want to talk about these little trinkets a little bit. My mother, I bought her an artist tray many years ago, and one day a few years back, she gave it back to me. She asked me to keep it for Luke, my son, and I really didn't understand, but I think that she knew at the time that she had Alzheimer's, but she wasn't saying, and she just wanted him to have it. And I've moved quite a lot, and with the moves, it had been stored somewhere, and I wasn't able to find it. I think it's in my brother's garage, but I was clearing out a whole lot of Luke's Lego pieces and cleaning them for Luke, my son's little brother. And I found Mum's little trinkets in there, some of them. And so I'm going to unearth more, I think, as I clean more. And it's made me so happy. It's made me really so happy. So even if I don't find the artist's tray, at least I can keep these for Luke and get him another one, something like that. So they're very special to me. And as I unearth them, I will use them. So let's go back to your cards. So group 1 is Ant Spirit, and it's number 1. And you have this little owl, cute little owl, as your guide. Group 2, you have Whale Spirit, and it's number 65. And this is your little vase. Okay, and it's Whale Spirit, and your number is 65. Group 3, Coyote Spirit, and your number is 16, and that's your little vase there. And then group 4 is Buffalo Spirit, and it's a number 10, and that's your It's a little bell. Okay, so you can pause the video and make your choices. You can choose on the basis of the number that attracts you. Perhaps you've been seeing a lot of that number, so that could be a message to you. It could be on the basis of the animal, because likewise you might have been seeing lots of whales, and so that feels right for you. Or on the basis of one of the trinkets, perhaps that's calling to you. But just feel into your heart and make your choice. Welcome back, group 1, and your card is the number 1 card, and it's Ant Spirit, time to collaborate. And you have this owl as your guide, your familiar. See. Okay, let's see. Interesting, you've got time to collaborate, and this 3 of Wands can also speak about working together. Well, let's see. The readings have been really curious this week, and yours is the last one. So you get the 9 of Cups, the Tower in reverse, all in reverse, and Judgment in reverse. I didn't realize that. Wow. So it's almost like you want this freedom, joy, and whatever, but you're feeling stuck in something that's not ending. It feels like, especially here with Judgment, I think the Tower and Judgment, it's like you are waiting for something to fall and it's just not happening. And you feel like that something that's going to fall would lead to your independence and your joy and your happiness. So something's not shifting. And with the 3 of Swords, look at that. It's been something painful. And it feels like it's been a burden. But I just want to say, I feel like it's all that baggage is it can be baggage or it can be your treasures, So something's been painful for you, beloved, group 1. But I'm urging you to see whatever it is as the lessons and leading you to something beautiful, something. It's like something happened that put you maybe through the mold, but it's leading to something beautiful. Look at the Hierophant. It's like leading to something beautiful. Like you've been on the spiritual journey, and look at that journey. And even though it's been painful and you got really deeply hurt, it's leading to something beautiful. So you get the Knight of Swords, the Knight of Wands, also both in reverse, and the Hierophant. So I just think that it's been a really difficult time for you. And it might be related to an institution. The Hierophant represents tradition, marriage, religion, universities, that kind of thing, traditional structures. So whatever's going on with you might be related to that. But also whatever's going on with you has been a key to some unlocking some insights, some knowledge that you've needed to unlock about yourself, possibly. But let's see. Let's get some clarifiers here. Chariot. Oh, the King of Cups came out for another reading as well. Oops. And the Queen of Wands, and then the Star flew out. And then beneath the deck, you have the Three of Swords again. So definitely something very painful has been going on for you, Group 1, right? But look at that card there. That's the Star of Hope. That's your, I feel what you are working towards. And things are changing. With the Chariot, I think you've learned something about your way of moving. You've learned something really valuable, lessons. You've really learned some deep lessons that are the beginning of something new. I think, like you're going to see something coming in that shows you that this has been all worth it. That's what I really feel. And I think you've learned this balance of or you're learning. That's what has been part of your lesson. We're learning all the time. So perhaps this is in this specific issue, you've learned some lesson about managing your movement forward, knowing when to move slowly, when to move left, when to move right, when to collaborate and when to be on your own, like that. One of the things that you are still learning is this King of Cups. I'm seeing the King of Cups here as you are learning about emotional fluidity, like how to show emotions, not withholding your emotions. The King of Cups in the reverse can withhold emotions. And maybe that's one of the lessons you are still on the journey of learning, beloved. But you've also you're learning to stand in your power and stand up for yourself with the Queen of Wands here. So it's been a wonderful, maybe painful journey, but you're learning so much. And there's your Star of Hope. The promise of that card is some wish fulfillment. And that's right over the Three of Wands, which is also suggests, it's about the ships coming in, like wish fulfillment. So I think that you're on your way to some kind of wish fulfillment, beloveds. So whatever this journey's been about, you have grown so much. And yes, it's been painful, but that painful, we have to go through pain in order to heal, And your advice cards, Emperor. Sorry. I think that the Emperor there is saying that you need to trust. But we are in the time of Aries right now. So I think that you need to be trusting your ability to stand on your own 2 feet. Your Swords coming out again, but look, it's in reverse. So healing is happening, and the Chariot also showed there. Let me just shuffle. And this wanted to come out earlier. The Princess of Coins, the Princess of Discs. Page of Coins. Swords. Okay, and beneath the deck you get the Lovers. So it is about balance. It might even be about relationships. Okay, so what I see here, the Emperor is about standing in your power, in your fiery. This is the card of Aries, and Aries can be fiery. At least that's what the symbol stands for. The zodiac stands for, is that fiery element. The thing about the ram, which is Aries animal, is it can be stubborn, right, or can be bullheaded and can hurt with its head. So maybe that's a caution, and I'm only saying that because you get 7 of Swords, like don't play games, don't be tempted to play games, or rather use this energy of the open-heartedness, open-handedness. The Princess of Discs is a page of coins, and its implication is offering like a new beginning. And perhaps you are being offered a new beginning, one where you stand in your emperor power. You know, like the Empress is creative. The Emperor is confident and trusts in their creative ability, their ability to make things happen. So I think you need to be trusting that, but to be careful not to. I think that's just a caution. It doesn't have to be a game playing thing, you know. I think I want to get some or clarifier of the clarifier. In fact, these are advice cards. So I think that for your week ahead, maybe with the Swords there, maybe you need to be writing about what does it mean to be standing in your power? What does it mean to stand? What does it mean for you to be an emperor? You know, an emperor that's open-hearted and willing to share with the. Okay, you can be an emperor. That's the thing with the devil and the emperor. I feel there's always that. It could go either way. So in this case, I feel like the 7 of Swords, which is that sneakiness, it's slyness, it's big, hurtful behavior, or the Page of Coins, the innocence, like a new beginning, open-hearted, but open-handed, willing to share. So you can do that, or you can do the sneaky behavior. So maybe you can do an inventory. You know, you have the Judgment card there as well. I didn't read it the other way. Oh, God. Let me just do that. So with the 9 of Cups and the 3 of Swords there and the Knight of Swords. So you hoped for some wish to happen, and it didn't happen that way. Instead, you ended up with heartbreak, or something you thought that was your wish fulfillment led to heartbreak, and it led you feeling powerless to move forward, you know, to act wisely, you know. You just didn't know what's the right action, what is not. And then you get the Tower, but something's not ending that you want to end. And again, that feeling of powerlessness, the Knight of Wands. And for me, the 10 of Wands, then again, that reminder that everything that's happened, that's the central theme, everything that's happened has been a lesson for you. You know, with that, especially with that 3 of Swords, something painful, but it's, you know, it's that thing of the light is where the wound is where the light enters. And Judgment, again, that something you are hoping has a rebirth isn't, and yet it's leading to you getting something, one, gaining some knowledge and insight, but also something is coming in for you. It looks like your ship's coming in. Whatever you've put effort into it's bearing fruit, even if you haven't been able to see it. And I would say also, you can be tempted to look at the pain, or you can be tempted to look at the lessons. Okay. And then you got the Star of Hope. You got this caution about the King of Cups, knowing when to protect your heart and when to be open-hearted. You know, and that thing about withholding love, learning how to temper those, manage those, trusting yourself enough trusting yourself enough with the Queen of Wands there to flow with it, to be able to love freely, but at the same time protect yourself. And that's the balance. I think that's the wisdom, knowledge, sorry, that's the thing that you're learning, that insight that you're getting, that you're coming to that balance within yourself around a particular situation. And then finally, with your advice, I feel like your work for the week ahead is to do an inventory of what the Emperor means to you, what it means to be standing in your power. What are the negative connotations for you and what are the positive? Just do that inventory and then start, just play with the Emperor in your mind. Like even when you go to sleep, think about ask what guidance there is for you around the Emperor and just see what unfolds, group one. I just want to end with that thought about the Spirit time to collaborate. Possibly this has been a relationship that's not worked out, but it doesn't mean that you can't work with others. And perhaps your collaboration is with Spirit as well. That could be the other meaning. But yeah, see how it works out. Please share with me how that worked for you, how that resonated. If you like the way I read, please give me a like. And if you haven't subscribed, please subscribe. Okay, group one, I send you lots of love for the week ahead. I hope this pain, that you see the light, you see the lessons, and that you can see that you are emerging a different person. And I send you lots of love. Bye. Welcome back, group two. So you've chosen Whale Spirit, and your message here is trust the great mystery. And that's your vase of choice. I hope you can get to see everything clearly. Beneath the deck, you have the Six of Cups in the reverse. So this card, it generally speaks about the past, nostalgia, things that were important to us, past lives, the past generally. And as you can see in the card in the upright, this is the same person when they were little, and the puppy was a pup, and now they're both grown up. It's really lovely. So let's see. And you have it in the reverse. It could be that there's something in your past wanting to come back or coming back. And so it might be making you feel all kinds of maybe anxious or whatever the case might be. But let's see what the reading tells us. Give me a moment. Okay, let's see. What I think your central theme at the moment is this maybe restlessness. You know, with the Hermit in reverse there, it might be that you are, let me see if this is better with the light off. It might be that you are feeling that you are struggling with the going within, or you are doing the going within because you've got the Four of Swords there, but you are perhaps feeling like it's coming to nothing. And I understand that, but I do trust that when we go within, when we do that meditation and take time out, even just to be silent, the answers do come. Sometimes they come in ways that are so subtle we don't even know we've had the answer until much later, you know. And answers can come in the form of the words of a friend. They can be clear answers, or they can be really subtle, and they might even just be like mist on your skin, you know, and come in your dreams. And I think that how this might tie in with the whale spirit is it's almost letting go of things coming to you in a certain way, in loud ways, necessarily for that expectation. So with the page of coins there, with the page of pentacles, the page of pentacles speaks about an offer. In this deck, the page is standing on one leg in kind of that yoga pose. What's it called? The tree pose, I think it's called. Which is interesting because the page of pentacles is about, if you think about pentacles or coins, you think about nature, that's standing steady no matter what. And the page does give you that impression of some solid offer being made or having been made in the past. So it feels like there was an offer. Perhaps you weren't sure about it, and with in this deck, the Four Swords, this person's feeling the need to be protected almost. So perhaps there's some hurt associated with that offer. So maybe it evokes something from the past of hurt. I see the heart in there. And even the way the person is lying in that nest, it's like a feeling of going back into the womb, So I feel like maybe this offer has brought up past stuff, and especially when you think about the Seven of Swords, even though the Seven of Swords is in the reverse, and especially because it's in the reverse, I think that it might bring up issues of being betrayed in some way in the past. And it could be love, it could be work, it could be by a friend, but it feels like something from the past is coming back and an offer has been made. And with the King of Pentacles in reverse, it's like you really are feeling like you can't trust your inner wisdom. That wolf for me is that inner wisdom of the King of Coins. The King of Coins is really grounded. And, interestingly enough, that's an earth sign as well. So that represents earth, and so does the Hermit. It represents grounding. That's a card of Virgo. But it feels like you are not feeling grounded. You're feeling like you can't trust your inner wisdom. And with the Two of Swords, perhaps it's because you are staying stuck in your head. Although the Two of Swords is in reverse, so perhaps you are coming out of that feeling stuck in your head. But at the moment, that is what's going on. It feels like that's what's going on. You have the Nine of Wands there in the reverse. You have the World card, which is an amazing card to have there in the upright, and the Knight of Wands in the reverse. So let me think about that. Two Wands cards on either side. I feel like there might be this lack of self-belief. Something might have really hurt you in the past, and I think it's related to career or work or projects or studies. Something didn't work out the way you had expected it. And so it's leaving you feeling like, I think not trusting your fire, not trusting your passion, not trusting your King of Coins either. So it's like it's left you feeling like not trusting your creativity and not trusting your ability to either make money or to ground this energy, this offer. So you're probably possibly having these feelings of insecurity. That's what I'm getting. But with the World card there in the center, the World card tells me that some cycle has been completed by you, and it's been completed in a successful way. So let's try to unpack this further this way. So you have this offer, this possibility of a new beginning, but your older, wiser self it's like you need to get in touch with that older, wiser self and trust it. Trust the great mystery as well. But it's like, it's almost like something made you feel, it even could be something that you trusted spirit, you trusted the great mystery, and you followed a path and it didn't work out the way you anticipated. And it's made you feel like, really, what's the point? And also, I don't trust my ability to ground things anymore. There's something I'm doing wrong, you know? And likewise, the Nine of Wands, it's like, really, I'm getting such a strong impression of you not trusting your abilities. And then with the Four of Swords here, I feel like this is such a card of comfort. It's such a card of inviting you to heal through going within. And in a couple of readings ago, I think last week when I did a write-up, I wrote about this need to sleep and rest. And sometimes it's simply that we are not getting enough rest, so we don't see things as clearly as we normally would. But there's definitely this feeling of, I'm not trusting the spiritual path. I'm not trusting the going within. I'm not trusting this. It could be a Virgo that you aren't trusting, or this, the offer could be coming from a Virgo or a King of Coins, and you don't trust that because something in the past didn't work, But I have to come back to this. Oh, I'm sorry about the lighting. This beautiful card of the World card, which talks about a cycle. That's the Ouroboros, the snake eating its tail. It's come full cycle. So you've completed something, and perhaps, what could be is that you are actually completing the cycle of this thing that didn't work out, and you might not see it yet. So it might be in the unconscious. It might be still about to show itself. But I really feel you are completing that cycle. Definitely there was hurt in the past, but the cycle is complete. That thing, you have learned that lesson in that particular type of situation. That's what I feel. And it's up to you now. You can let go of those blindfolds. Let the birds take the blindfolds away. No, you don't need to block your heart now with indecision. I feel like you are hopefully going to turn this night upright and start valuing yourself again. You've built up so much with that Nine of Wands. It's like you can't see that because something's going on that's making it a bit unclear at the moment. But let's get some clarifiers. It's quite fascinating, group 2. It really is fascinating. I'm going to get 3 general clarifiers for the reading and one for the World card because it's so interesting to me. The 8 of Wands. Okay. It's fascinating, really interesting. The Wheel of Fortune in the upright. So definitely, beloveds, definitely there's a cycle that is turning for the positive, and perhaps it's just not within your sight yet. But I really, I think you just need to hold on and trust. You get the 8 of Wands with the World card here. So it might be, it could be that you're waiting for an offer to come in, that offer, waiting for, because the 8 of Wands is about messages, and in this one, it's love letters. So it could be about love, but not necessarily. Maybe you've applied for a scholarship, or, if you are a student, perhaps you should apply for a scholarship. Or even if you're not a student, perhaps that's an invitation, But there's some cycle that's completing, and it's to do with this communication. communication, a cycle to do with communication. Beautiful. Okay, so you get the Eight of Swords. And the Eight of Swords is over the Two of Swords here. So I'm going to say that I feel you are, the Eight of Swords and the Two of Swords often remind me of each other. They're similar in their nature. I hope you can see that, this card. So here, the Eight of Swords, what it represents is feeling stuck. But in fact, you're stuck in your head. You're stuck in your mind games because the person is not really tied up. And the person is not in a cage. Those swords, they can pull them out of the ground, or they can just simply walk between the swords, you know? So there's some way you are also playing mind games with yourself, which is could be what the Seven of Swords represents. But I feel it's to do with something in the past, and now you're finding it hard to trust. But I think that you're overcoming that group too. I think you might not realize it, but there's a big lesson. Honestly, there's a big lesson that you are coming to the conclusion of. I think it's really beautiful. And then you get this Nine of Cups. In this deck, it's a bit weird because the person is like, has their hand out begging. I must actually read this artist's interpretation because, by the way, this is the Pride deck that I'm using as clarifiers. And each of the cards has been illustrated by a different person. So, which is awesome. So you get quite a variety. So and so they interpret, it's their interpretations. But the Nine of Cups generally speaks about satisfaction, feeling really satisfied, self-satisfied. So I feel like that's where this is leading to, because you have it there with the world, and the world, again, on top of the world. So there's definitely a cycle that's closing out. And I think it's leading to this satisfaction. Now you have the Nine over the Nine facing each other. So that's the emotional Nine, and that's the inspirational one, the fire, the creative Nine. Maybe just think about that. You know what I'm thinking? There's this combination of, well, you've got all the elements here. You've got cups, you've got swords, you've got coins, and you've got wands. But with the nines are that time before the ending, right? So really for me, that message of the time before it's made visible to you is what I'm getting from this reading. So it's like fussbait. Again, trust the great mystery. Really, I feel you need to just trust that this cycle, a big lesson is coming to a close. You're learning a lesson at a level on something. So really be proud of that. You know, you might not be able to see it, but really it's there. I just want to come back to this Nine of Cups and what it's trying to say. You know what I'm getting here is an attitude of gratitude. I think that I think that maybe that's your work for the week, is just showing gratitude. Really, it doesn't matter who you are thanking, just thank the universe. Just put the thank you out there, you know, because I really feel it's powerful. It shifts our energy somehow because we can see all the things that are beautiful to us just by saying thank you, or by it shifts the energy, but it also shows us our accomplishments. So I think that's what you need to be doing. You know, especially I had this feeling there's something about the Nine over the Nine that's important. And with gratitude and with this Nine of Wands, which to me often talks about our achievements, not seeing our achievements as burdens, and in this one really standing up for our achievements. And I think that's what you haven't been seeing, is how much you've accomplished. And by the way, that Nine, the Hermit, is also a Nine. So maybe your meditation, you might be struggling to find those answers. Maybe that's what you need to be doing in the week ahead. Simply going within and being thankful. That's all. That's all you might need to do. And then just see I can guarantee you it's going to clear up stuff for you. Okay, group 2, let me get some advice, additional advice. Let's see. What else now? 2 minutes. The King of Cups. Okay. 3 of Discs. And the 10 of Wands. Okay. Okay, what for me, this comes back to that trusting. Attitude of gratitude comes back to that. Thanking for the cups that are full. You know, that together with trusting your emotional strength. I think that there's a lot to do with that. Emotional, like I'm seeing emotional strength. Okay, let's leave it there. So trusting in your ability to handle whatever is coming to you. You are closing a cycle and a new cycle is coming in. It might feel scary, and I think that you need to trust in your ability to handle that and just keep doing that gratitude. With the 3 of Coins, I think that there's an element of collaboration that's happening, and to trust that as well. Trust in your ability to work, maybe this offers with others or an other, and trust in your ability to build something. Oh, you know, that's really powerful, actually. That I think that the cycle is closing so that you can start another cycle, which is about building together with an other or with others. Maybe somebody from the past, perhaps it's a King of Coins, perhaps it's a Virgo, you know. So I think that trust that the cycle is coming to a close, but it's a beautiful closure, and you've learned so much from it. And with the 10 of Wands, I think that the guidance there is this is so interesting. This is like a beetle, a scarab beetle, right? And what do? They turn the soil, don't they? I think they turn the soil, and don't they also make, is it the beetles that make the truffles? Wow, that's such a lovely message also, is that it's like, for me, because that came to mind, I think that you've been doing this work underground, and there's your 10 again. You've got the Wheel of Fortune. So it really feels to me like an ending is coming, an ending of, it's repeating that ending of a cycle. But what I feel you need to be reminded of is those 10 wands, those 9 wands, those 10 wands, all what it is symbolizing is your creations, all the work that you've done, and all the lessons you've learned will help with this next lesson, maybe in the same arena, maybe it's been love or studies or whatever. But you've got that. You've learned a lesson. You've come to the end of a lesson, and that lesson just takes you deeper into the next level, into something else that you might need to learn. This new journey on this, you know, like when you close one cycle, a new one, and you are about to start, I feel, a new cycle. So, beloveds, I hope that helps you. I hope that makes sense. Please, will you share your feedback? With regard to advice, I really feel it's that 9 of Cups, it's that gratitude, and going in with the Hermit with that thing of gratitude, and then just trusting the cycle has come to an end, and it's opening you up to a new, more collaborative type of energy. And trust all that you have built. Okay, group 2, I hope that helps you. Please give me a like if that resonated. Please share with others, and please subscribe if you haven't. I send you lots of love for the week ahead. Bye. Welcome back, group 3, and your card is Coyote Spirit. It's number 16, and it says trust in divine detours. I love that. And your little vase is this one. A nice earthy vase. It's like with earthy colors. See what your reading has for you, group 3. And 16, 1 plus 6. So let me think. New beginnings, maybe in love with the 6, maybe to do with balance. And 16 is also the card of the star. So maybe wishes coming through true, let's see. And what else? Which is the Chariot. Fast movement. Okay, let's see. It's definitely not preempt. Oh, I said 16 is the star card. 17 is the star card. 16 is the Tower. So maybe some big changes. Let's see. 6 of Cups, which came out for group 2 as well. 6 of Coins, a lot to do with balance. Temperance, wow. Beneath the deck, you have the Page of Swords in the reverse, which could talk to you being in your head about something, maybe an offer or a new path that you want to take, but you might be being held back by being too caught up in your head. This is the Page of Swords, but it's in the reverse. Okay, let's see. At the center is this wanting to rush forward. Really, the Knight of Swords is not normally a rusher. Well, they do move forward at speed. They are able to make decisions. But in this case, it's kind of warning not to rush forward because you might fall off your bike, kind of thing. So perhaps you are being impatient about something, and maybe that's what the Trusting in Divine Detours is about. But you get the Strength card, which is telling me it's such a lovely card to open the reading with that. The gentle little lamb and the beast and virgin nature of the person there. You know, the innocence and the worldliness, the beast nature, animus, the beast nature, the innocent nature. So there's something about, I think this reading has a strong theme about balance. Okay, so especially in this row here, but also with the Temperance card. So we have its Strength, which is about balance. You have the Infinity sign there. It's about finding that inner balance between the two opposing forces. Can also speak about spiritual strength. So you come in with that strongly, and I think it's related to finding ways. So the 6 of Cups generally is about a card of the past. It's about nostalgia. It's about maybe past love coming back. But here it's in the upright, so it's just talking about past memories and possibly about love or something from the past, something positive from the past coming back. But with the 6 of Coins, there's maybe a concern about imbalance. But I just want to remind you, so I feel like a strong theme here is balance for you. Balance between going too fast and going too slow, for example. Being in your head or being in your heart, that kind of thing. But I think it's more of a concern here with the 6 of Coins. Really interesting. And then you have Temperance in the reverse. So again, that thing about imbalance. So you come in with Strength, suggesting that you have, I feel, been doing a lot of work on strengthening yourself, your inner strength, on your esteem, self-esteem, on that balance within. knowing when to speak up or knowing when to be quiet, knowing what boundaries to put up, knowing when it's the time to speak out loud and when it's time to speak softly, that kind of thing. When is it time for the beast nature and when is it time for the lamb nature? But somehow, very similar to group 2, somehow you are not trusting that, with temperance in the reverse there. So it's a bit of backwards and forwards. And with the Knight of Swords, I think that's just that caution of not rushing into things. There's a need to not rush, because I think that your rushing in creates these swords, these thoughts, you being in your head and you worrying and having sleepless nights. Okay, and then, well, I didn't even think about this 5 of Swords. You have a lot of swords. So I think there's a lot of being in your head, group 3. This is about you not trusting yourself, I feel. Really, because the 5 of Swords, so the Temperance is a 5, and you have the 5 of Swords right beneath it. And that to me is talking about this, you maybe being your own worst enemy. Can you see how your own little inner bird is talking to you, maybe gossip, maybe putting you down, maybe saying you can't do this, you can't do this. So that's you, that's your own inner voice. Of course, it might come from other experiences, from things that have happened in the past with that there. But you now need to take ownership of it, and not do that talking down. The 10 of Swords is in reverse here, which tells me that there's an ending of something maybe really painful that happened. In the past. Or maybe not, because that's such a gentle card, but something is coming to an end, but you just need to let it. You need to trust that it's coming to an end. Some worry, maybe it's just worry, and maybe it is all in your head. Look, because you have the Strength card there, you have that, but then you have this worry about maybe finances. Will I be able to handle whatever's going on here, which might still come forward. It's not really clear what that issue is, if it's financial related or work, or love doesn't seem to be in the picture here. It seems more to be maybe career, maybe study, because there's a lot of air, unless you are like in research or some job that requires a lot of writing, Very interesting. And then you get the Page of Wands here, also wanting to move forward and maybe be playful, let out the inner creative within, but it's being stifled by these worries. That's what I feel. But we'll come back to that. You have the Strength card with Temperance. Interesting. And the 5 of Swords. It's you, it again to me tells me that you are playing these mind games. You really do have that ability. I feel like you've been working hard on this inner strength, but this ability to have the strength to know when a fight is needed, a louder fight, what I mean with words, because there's a lot of words here, and to know when to be gentle like the lamb. I think that you've got it in a way, but you might be talking yourself out of it. Maybe there's fear, but you do have this. And with the Temperance here, I'm going to get a clarifier for Temperance, but with Temperance here, I think you're not trusting that. Also I'm getting this divine guidance. So you're not trusting yourself. So, okay, there's new things coming up for me now. like it's almost like on the physical level, you've done all this work, you've found this way to be more balanced. But when it comes to spirit, maybe you're not trusting spirit, because for some reason I'm seeing that more as the angel in the Temperance card. You're not trusting in the other guidance, that outer guidance, that spirit guidance. So perhaps you need to get out of your head, really. I think your week ahead is about getting out of your head so that you can trust these, work in harmony with that and temperance. You have this something from the past coming back. You have this wanting to rush forward and being cautioned not to do so too speedily. And also to know, to allow, I'm seeing this as something in your head, and also I'm thinking of this Five of Swords. Now you need to let go of something in your head. Sorry, just hold on 1 sec. These mind games, I think that's what you're needing to let go of, so that you can trust. There's something about the past. It could be your own recollections. Let's say you might be, doing a documentary that requires you to go into the past. It could be something really personal to you, because this is quite personal. You might be doing studies that requires you to do that. You might be writing something, whatever. But because you're not trusting this energy, okay, what's happening is when you get into your head, you stop trusting. You stop trusting that there's something outside of you that's also guiding you. And I think that's what your theme for the week ahead is that trust. And trusting in the balance, trusting that you have the ability to know when to be more forceful and when to be more gentle. Whatever the situation is, you have that. But I think that you need to be calling on your own inner angel, your angelic side, your more spiritual, gentle side, trusting in something bigger than you. Because also this 10 of Swords, for me, it's all the mind games, the 9 of Swords, the 10 of Swords, and the 5 of Swords, the mind games you are playing with yourself. I feel you need to let them go. And I know the last week as well, I wrote about getting more sleep. And I think that might also be something I did say that you need to consider. With the 6 of Coins, there is something that might be out of balance, and it might be related simply to this needing to sleep and to get out of your head. I think there might be a worry about finances. So I think that you need to let this go, this worry about finances, and just trust. It's almost like needing to trust in the heart stuff rather than the head stuff and the worry about finances. I didn't realize I hadn't painted I'd taken the paint off for some reason. So, sleepless nights and getting in the way of your creativity somehow, and your sense of worth, So, group 3, that's what you need to think about. Let's clarify for Temperance. Seven of Swords. Wow. 5 of Swords and 7 of Swords. Sneaking off. I think you need to trust that something to do with this sneakiness is ending, is coming to an end. Perhaps something in the past. It's something to do with sneakiness. It could even be your behavior in the past, but that's over temperance. Beloveds, there's something I feel related to your spiritual journey that you need to think about. And it's suggesting that there's a sneakiness, and it could be you playing mind games, and that's getting in the way of your relationship with your spirit. That's what I think. So you see how that applies. Interesting, group 3. Those 3 of Cups, 9 of Pentacles, and the Empress, 2 threes. Wow. You know, I said not about love, but it could well be about love, because the 3 of Cups in reverse can talk about affairs or threesomes or third party, like interference in a relationship. And that could apply in anything. It could be in work, in a project, in studies, third party interference. And maybe that's what's causing this feeling of not trusting the universe, in a sense. Maybe that's what you're just going through, some doubt, maybe, right? With the 9 of Pentacles, that's a card of independence, of standing on your own 2 feet. Very interesting. And that comes over 6 of Cups. So I think what this is saying is that you can be this, stand on your own 2 feet, and whatever's going on might be leading to this, your 9 of Coins, where you are completely financially independent. Maybe that's what your concern has been. You can have this and still be this loving Empress. The Empress is not alone, you know, and maybe that's what your backwards and forwards is about. Is my strength, my independence, my finding my road, my path leading me to be alone. Maybe that's one of the themes that's coming up. And I think what it's saying is that independence doesn't mean that you don't collaborate, you don't be with other people, that you don't rely on other people. It just simply means that you know yourself, you know your worth. I think that the 9 of Pentacles is very much about that, knowing your worth, knowing your place, so that you know when to ask for support and when to, like I was saying earlier, when it requires words, harsher words, when it requires gentleness. It's like that. What an interesting reading. Okay, let me just see if there's anything I have left out. So group 3. I think that you need to not be your own worst enemy. I feel like you need to be drawing on the angelic nature of Temperance. You know, that angel there, you can see the wings behind. I think that you need to be calling on spiritual support, however you do that. Just getting in touch with this. It's like you have been fighting with it, with the 7 of Swords. Like you've been having this battle with your spiritual nature. That's what I'm getting. It's weird. And so then with the 3 of Cups, it might be because something happened that didn't work out as you planned. There were shenanigans of a sort, which with the 7 of Swords, it could say that you're not trusting because something didn't work out. Then we come back to the divine detours. You expected it to go this way, it went that way. It doesn't mean that it's not going back that way, you know. You needed a lesson on the way. That's the thing. And just, I really feel you're being called on to open your heart more. Just see Temperance as your angel, your angels, however you see spirit, but there's some loving energy around you, and that's what you need to be falling into in the week ahead. That's what I feel. And then just trust this. I feel like this is what you are needing to, let me just think, in relation to these cards. Yes, I think that the Nine of Coins is talking to this fear about not making money, or fear that this path is not leading you to your independence. And I think that that card is saying it might not look that way, but to me it feels like it's definitely there. And especially, I mean, you've got the Nine of Coins and you have the Empress. And yes, I know what I was saying is that you can be that independent and the collaborative one. And yes, you can. That's exactly it. Now, the Empress is like such a powerful card of creativity to have on your side. And what I feel is happening is that you are not seeing this ability here. Maybe you are moving towards it, but not seeing it yet. And with the Empress, what is being unlocked, I feel, if you use Temperance, if you use that angelic guidance, if you open your heart to ancestral guidance, it's not even that. It's more trusting that there's someone unseen on your side. You know, it might not be a someone, it's a something, a some being, a some you on your side that is deeper, vastly bigger than you, that you can call on. But I feel like you are just needing to open your heart this week. So, beloveds, I feel like your work is about being heart-centered. Just use the Temperance, but in a very heart-centered way, not in a head. It's like you need to let go of the head. And I feel like that's going to unlock this ability to see your independence, your ability to be financially independent and to be creative. It's going to allow that creativity. The Empress births things, you know. But I think you need to start with Temperance this week, and allow Temperance as the angel, to help you unlock that. Okay. And Temperance is right in line with the Page of Wands. That was in reverse and that's in the upright. So you're getting way more even than the Page of Wands, you know. You thought you were beginning, but actually you're deep in it, and the creativity, if that's what you're needing, is going to flow. The abundance is going to flow. It's like your abundant nature will flow. That's what I think, and I hope that helps, and I hope that bears out for you. Group 3, just let me know. Please. Can you see there's something about rushing, like eagerness? So maybe you need to calm down and do this more slow movement, sitting still, allowing angelic wisdom. But there's no need to rush. Trust in divine detours. Well, I'll take these 3. So, 2 of Swords, 7 of Coins, oh wow, and Temperance. It's almost like, you don't need to say anything. So, 2 of Swords, you can let go of the swords now, really. It doesn't have to be one or the other. It doesn't have to be, oh, I haven't reached my destination, so I made a mistake, you know. It doesn't have to be, it doesn't have to be, I am this, so I can't be that. There's something about this duality, balance between different natures, our different elements. You've got the 6 of Cups, you've got the Strength card, you have the 6 of Coins, you have Temperance, and they're all talking about that balance. Even the Knight of Swords is talking about that balance. And I think it's about trusting. It comes back to that thing of knowing when to flow and knowing when to act. Because I would see the Empress is that divine marriage of knowing when to, she's flowing, right? She's very flowing, very earthy and very creative. She's all of that. I mean, the Empress represents Taurus, but if you think about the Empress is an earth sign, but what's earth is about creation, which is a wand. The wands are associated with creation, you know, that ability, creative ability. But she flows as well, which feeds into her creative energy. She's water, she's air, she's earth, she's fire, you know, so beautiful. And I'm getting sidetracked, but there's something about you feeling you need to be one or the other. Oh, no. What I'm feeling here, let go of the head stuff. Let go of the head stuff. For this week, you might be a head person. You might need to be writing stuff. Might need to be doing an assignment, doing research, whatever. Let that happen. But the way you need to let that happen is by letting go of your head and being in your heart, in your flowing nature with temperance there. And you know, it's so interesting. Temperance represents fire, Sagittarius, but temperance is so hot, especially in this card. Temperance is so hot. So there's that thing of that duality. And it's not even one or either or, it's like a flow of energies. Oh, I'm going off on a tangent. And there's your trusting in divine detours. This is about patience, but look at that with the fallen heads. It's like the past. It's talking about the past and trusting the past. And there's the past and the future, how the past and the future are married. And there's pregnancy again. It's like suggesting that there's pregnancy, there's creativity, there's something being birthed. And we did get temperance in the upright. So there's your temperance again. It's like you, but also the angel, the angelic nature of you, the trusting in something higher than yourself. Oh, that's what I think. Oh, okay, group 3, let me just summarize it like this. I feel like you need to be getting out of your head for the week ahead, trusting in timing, trusting in divine detours, that things go that way for lessons, for the outcome is not the most important part. It's the journey, and you're needing to trust the journey right now. And I feel like the way to do it is to use temperance, but using temperance as knowing, trusting in the divine nature of this process. I think it's divinely guided. I think you need to be in your heart more. But trust that being in your heart is the thing that unleashes the thoughts, it unleashes the creativity, unleashes the ability to ground things. So it's like you're working with the element of water, but in the form of temperance. That's your angels. It's like opening your heart and sitting with that energy of the heart energy, but trusting in something bigger than you in a heart way, you know, not in your head. Just opening your heart to that. And to me, it feels like from there, the creativity flows, the ability to ground things flows, the ability to, if you need to write, the ability to think clearly flows. Everything flows. Okay, beloveds. So mystical, so magical, so beautiful. Group 3. I wish you a wonderful week ahead. I hope this helped. I know it went a bit this way and that way. That's the nature of the readings. If you found something in this and it sat well for you, if you saw yourself in this, if this has helped, please like it. So it's very important to me. Share. I would love to grow my channel, and if you haven't subscribed, please subscribe. I send you lots of love for the week ahead, and may you have a really heavenly week. Lots of love. Bye. Welcome back, group 4. You chose Buffalo Spirit, and it says the abundant universe will provide, and it's number 10, which suggests an ending and a new beginning, something ending so that something new can start. And you got this lovely little bell. So perhaps your message, you need to be open to messages this week, messages that you will hear with your ears. That's the sense maybe that you need to be working with the week ahead, just keeping your ears open to messages, beloveds. Very interesting. The first two readings, I started with group 2, and the first two have been really mystical, magical, deep. Let's see what's coming for you. Maybe yours will be straightforward. With the deck, you have justice. So possibly something is coming into balance. It's something that might have not worked in the past. Something is about to work. So group 4, justice. Something's coming into balance for you. So clear. You also have temperance there. It looks like, to start off, maybe on the surface things are not looking as rosy as you'd like them to look, but beneath the surface there's so much good that's happening. Or perhaps the recent past was this unhappy energy. You get the Knight of Wands in reverse, the Nine of Pentacles in reverse, and the Knight of Swords in reverse. So you've got air, earth, and fire all in a tilts. So not trusting yourself, not trusting your ability to take care of yourself and be independent, and not trusting your ability to make decisions and move forward on stuff. So there's been that element going on for some reason, and maybe that will probably surface as we go. And I think the result has been that you've been feeling quite alone, like not even aware that you have the keys to change that. But something's coming into balance with temperance there, and leading to a new beginning. Ace of Wands is so much about a passionate new beginning, and passion doesn't have to be about love. It's just your energy. You're starting on some new beginning, something that came out of this feeling of lack and loss. Beautiful. And then with the Queen of Swords there, so you've got the Queen of Swords in reverse, the Knight of the Queen of Wands upright, and the Ten of Cups. Okay. So perhaps there's something about you not trusting your intellect, about something, your wisdom, not trusting your inner wisdom or your ability to speak up for yourself. We'll see what comes up. But this creative energy is coming forward now, beloveds. That's wonderful. It's coming out of this situation. We'll come back to the Queen of Swords, and I think it's leading to this feeling of completion for you, complete happiness with others, or family happiness, relationship happiness, happiness within. Really lovely. So you have this feeling of, oh gosh, my laptop's gonna down. Sorry, my laptop was dying. So you've been feeling uninspired, maybe not trusting yourself, not filled with, maybe lacking self-belief. But something's coming into balance with that, I feel, with Temperance there. I don't think you could ask for a better card, you know, for coming into balance. And with the Queen of Swords, maybe it's coming into balance with trusting your inner wisdom. I feel maybe the balance is about learning to trust your inner wisdom, and maybe that's what's been out of kilter, or your ability. The Queen of Swords is the truth teller. She'll speak the truth. She communicates clearly, all that kind of thing. So perhaps you have not been feeling that you can. And maybe that's what's coming into balance, beloveds. With the Nine of Pentacles in reverse, it does feel like you're not feeling financially independent. And maybe that's the key thing for you, which is really interesting because of the abundant universal provide. So you're not feeling that, and you're feeling like this outsider because you haven't been trusting this ability of yours to speak truth, to bring clarity, and to create. But you are moving into that. You're moving into this feeling more empowered, more creative energy. And with the Knight of Swords, again, your two swords are the ones that are in the reverse, your two swords people. The Knight of Swords, your ability to be incisive and to make clear decisions and to move forward on stuff, cut through stuff, you know, and to rush forward on, enact things. So that, and also to see through stuff so that you can make good decisions. That's, your head has been the thing that you haven't trusted. But here's your new beginning, and it's leading to this 10 of Cups, this fulfillment in every way. And I think that's what you need to trust. The 10 of Cups is like the wish card, you know. You get your Knight of Swords again here. Oh, wow. Look at that. Right. Nice. So I think what this is saying is you need to maybe take baby steps. So whatever requires communication, you don't need to rush. Take baby steps while you become this King of Swords, this taker of no shit king. That you don't have to just become that you, even in taking baby steps, even speaking truth, but in less outward ways, less aggressive ways. That's what I'm seeing here. Maybe you need to speak truths, but it doesn't have to be aggressive. But in speaking those truths, you become the King of Swords in your truth telling, in your communication ability. And the king, I mean, maybe the queen might be in the reverse, the queen there. I'm just thinking about that. Might be even like doing tit for tat, you know, like in some situation, maybe in the past you were inclined to do that, and you are being encouraged to rather work towards this energy of the King of Swords, but through the Knight of Swords, like gently speaking truths, gently. It might even be baby steps, and maybe you're writing something, a research project. Do a little bit at a time. Maybe that's what it's saying. And the end result is going to be this King of Swords metaphorically, your end result written thing is this ultimate communication thing, like piece of research or proposal or report or something to do with head. But it could also be in a relationship, you becoming this person that speaks truth, that just will not take anything that is unfair on them, with the justice card there, right? And you had the Queen in reverse, so maybe in the past that was your modus operandi, was to fight with words, maybe nastiness, maybe spite, and you are changing that. That's changing, and you're finding the balance. And then with the King of Cups here, maybe there's just a caution, which leading towards the King, maybe you'll find your emotions, that your emotional boundaries might be, maybe you'll still struggle a little bit with putting up your emotional boundaries, knowing when to give and when to take, which, if you're starting with the Knight of Swords, so interesting. I don't know what this applies to. You can apply in any situation, but with the Knight of Swords, that advice, I feel, to move with the Knight of Swords, you might find that you have to be careful about your emotional boundaries, right? The Empress came after the previous group as well. Wands also came up for the first group, and the Devil. And beneath the deck, but oh no, that was vase. Okay. So with the Empress, I think that you need to be just taking time out to enjoy nature. I think that's a major card for you this week, is maybe just appreciate how abundant you are and do your creative work, whatever that might be. Work on that. And the Ten of Wands. Yeah, I feel like that's your creative work as well. That, I think, is a scarab beetle, right? And I think they do that. They create what, this came up for another group, and I was just saying they create the truffles, I think. I might be wrong, but they do something with the soil to make it richer. So whatever you're doing, do it step by step, slowly, but do it. Take time. I know we are having a holiday. Many of us are taking time out. So enjoy that time out. Sit in nature, put your feet in the water, go to the sea if you can, go to the mountains if you can, be with nature in your mind or in reality. Do something creative. Value your creativity in some way. Honor it, should I say. And then you have the Devil here. The Devil's taking no prisoners, telling you. It's like the Grim Reaper here. Wow, this Devil's like, this person was in a hive when they created this. But the Devil, I think that the Devil is saying here, look at this similarity. Here's the horns and there's the horns. It's like trusting in that power to create. I think that you are in creative mode, or you are being encouraged to be in creative mode. And I think that's where you are finding balance. So there's two things I feel. Something in the past made you feel like, maybe, some people took away, made you feel like really low. I can't create, I can't be independent, I can't make choices. And that's shifting, and you're finding balance with the Temperance card and the Justice card. Justice is coming. And you've been feeling left out in the cold, but something's changing. There's a new beginning coming. And you yourself are transforming from this person that might have reacted to situations in one way to reacting to them in a different way, especially when it comes to words. So what might be going on beneath the surface is about creativity, but you need to approach your creativity. But there's something to do with words and speaking and clear communication that's also impacting your creativity. Or your creativity your honoring your creativity is going to help you express yourself better in words. Either way, or that at least the two are working in tandem, and that's where the balance comes in. So, and to help you create this sense of your own power and your own ability. So I feel like for the week ahead, to spend time in nature, honor your creativity by doing whatever makes you feel creative. Spending time in nature, even, that's a creative act, but it could be that you like sewing, knitting, whatever the case might be. I feel you need to be honoring that Empress within yourself. And then taking ownership of your power. Like, you don't have to be trapped in this negative thinking. And I think that part of that is then going back to that buffalo spirit, which is trusting in that you are being provided for. I think that's it. Love it. Justice, something's coming into balance for you. It's to do with those two natures, and however they are working together, how it's about truth-telling and creativity. So they are somehow affecting each other in your life. Okay, I'm going to leave it there, group 3. Group 4. I hope that helps. Please, if you got something from that reading, if that helped you in any way, please give me a like, please subscribe, please share with others. And I hope you have a wonderful week ahead. Please honor the beautiful Empress within this week ahead. I send you lots of love. Bye.